Okay. Yeah,
Visage
a Visage ban from Keita. They don't want to play against the Shadow Demon Gyrocopter Visage. And instant pickup for the Weaver.
Yeah, and of course one of the counters against Weaver is also that Skywrath Mage, but also already banned out. Bane still in the pool though, and that could actually be something that Keita might be looking for. Just one of those setup supports. We do still have the Keeper of Light banned out, so another support out of the pool. If RoX want to go for secondary support though, there's still so many heroes in the pool that combine up with him really nicely. Of course you have, and the Jakiro, and the Lina, and the Leshrac all follow up disables on that disruption.
Yeah, right now Keita's trying to decide whether they should pick up the Bane or not because there's already a Shadow Demon on RoX.KIS, and picking Bane into a Shadow Demon basically means that you're hoping that they won't disrupt the target that you're ulting, and they're just going to go with the Alchemist instead. So they're just going to go a safe lane trialing with Alchemist and try and farm him up and buy a Shadow Blade on him, and then he's going to try and kill everyone.
Yeah, we've got the bug-like puck picked up.
Yeah, I don't like the new puck. The old puck was better, even though I don't remember what it looks like.
Me too, but it's like this is a bug. Like, it's just a fly. Not a dragonfly, it's just an ordinary...
It's not Fairy Dragon, it's just a bug.
Yeah, like he fits together with the Weaver. But I would squish it if I saw it in real life. Ooh, I like Crystal Maiden pickup. Not really convinced about her.
Yeah, Crystal Maiden's
combined
quite
up
good
with the
against
heroes
Puck
they have.
and Weaver and stuff. It means that you can lock Puck in place and you can lock Weaver in place. The Frostbite is very, very, very good against Weaver.
Yeah, but the moment that it's on cooldown...
The moment it's on cooldown, then Weaver just goes on you, and then you usually end up dying, but
Yeah.
hopefully they'll be able to avoid that scenario.
We'll see. Of course, also with the Blink Dagger of Puck, Crystal Maiden is going to be one of the targets that is very tasty and very easy to take down. But I guess that's one of the challenges of playing Crystal Maiden. Your positioning has to be almost spot on, just to make sure that you don't die and you don't get caught out. You always have someone around you that can save your life should it need be, or at least you have enough wards up that you know where you go and where you can go, where you can't go. We have another support getting banned out.
Nyx has been finally deemed important enough to get banned in these games. So
He was completely ignored previous game, right?
I think he was. Or he was banned early enough that I didn't spot it.
Yeah, I think it was ignored. We have a Lina being banned out, so the follow-up disable from the Shadow Demon no longer there, and of course you have a Lina up against Crystal Maiden. Sisters up against each other never really works well, but also that Laguna Blade is just... You can just focus Crystal Maiden down every single time almost.
Yeah, but it usually ends up with a sad Crystal Maiden that tends to have double-digit death scores.
Yes. Not really where you want to be. Silver Leshrac and Jakiro if they want to go for that. I actually like the Jakiro really in this kind of matchup because it's such a long-range ice path that you can do also. The Clockwork actually kind of helps with that.
Okay, right now it's looking for a secondary support pickup from RoX.KIS. They've already got the Skywrath Fishers and stuff banned out. They're going to go for the Sanking. I
I'm
haven't
not
seen Sanking that
convinced.
much. Sanking in Western Delta I haven't seen that much, but he's pretty strong against heroes like Crystal Maiden and Alchemist and stuff. And he's actually really good against Clockwork, because you can get inside the cogs.
True, but he doesn't really have specific synergy with the Shadow Demon, for example.
You can stun immediately out of the disruption and get a good ulti off. It basically means, like, if you smoke up with those two supports and they're level 6, then you can kill anyone, because the ulti damage plus the soul catcher is enough. But
Yeah, I guess
the Sanking is just a really, really good laning support. Because his stun, if you hit multiple people with it, usually guarantees that you'll win a fight.
But you have to kind of be level 3, I guess, to get the range in for the burst strike. But I guess with the Shadow Demon there, you allow the Sand King to get some time to actually get to the target if you're still having that level 1 stun. So should they want to go for some early game aggression, they can. Even though I'm actually expecting both teams to run a safe lane, safe tri lane rather, or safe dual lane in the form of Keita Gaming, as they will send Chen into the jungle, Crystal Maiden to support the Alchemist most likely.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. This is going to probably be a Jaro being put solo against the Darkseid, and then they're just going to go aggro with the Sanking, the Shadow Demon, and the Weaver, and they should do decently against that lane unless Chen immediately picks up a troll creep, in which case Weaver might be in trouble.
Let's see, we've got a pause with no word on why, but Keita is the one to pause. But we can go over who's playing what. We have ZXC playing the Weaver for the second time today. BZZ will be on the Puck this game, Yo on the Sand King, Vanscore on his signature hero Shadow Demon, and Poe will be playing the Gyrocopter this game. Never mind.
Yeah, they just swap.
ZXC on the Gyrocopter, Poe on the Weaver this game.
Okay, on Keita you've got Maglev playing his Alchemist, his carry role. You've got Calgar playing the support as he's standing in. I can't remember who's standing in for, but Steph Star is playing as Chen, Flox on his Darkseer, and you've got CYSO on the last hero, which was... what was it?
Clockwork.
Clockwork, yeah.
Yes.
Why can't people pick their heroes? It makes this much easier.
Yeah, I agree. Pausing before people picking heroes. I guess he's also the one that's AFK why we paused to begin with.
Excellent.
Of course,
Mini-map drawings.
we've got Statsman back, so in the chat you can write exclamation mark vote RoX or vote Keita. It is case sensitive. Who do you think will win this game? Case sensitive, exclamation mark vote, and then the team name of your choice. In the Twitch chat, that is, Dota TV does not work, unfortunately.
God damn it.
Yeah, we actually had some people being confused about that. Like sitting in the Twitch TV and then realizing, well, why are all these people typing this? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
So that's why I just say that with it. Since it is, yeah. Why are people typing BZZ?
I don't know why they're writing BZZ. I assume BZZ's just a really cool guy and they just want to show how much they like him.
Oh,
I don't know.
that cute. Well, BZZ in the mid lane. I think he's really sad that he can't play the gyro though. Like before 6.78, he really loved his gyro and he got banned so often against him. But now that the roles have been swapped and he is actually forced to go mid lane, and gyro makes it through because he's not really that high priority ban target, all of a sudden he's like, yeah, now I have to play mid. Can't play the gyro. And you'll see ZXC taking up that role.
He's a good mid player, so he should be fine.
Yeah, that's true. I haven't seen him play Puck that often yet, but that's mostly because I mostly remember BZ as the one that is the carry.
He's been playing Puck a lot in public games and stuff, so I assume he's got pretty used to that hero.
Interesting to see that. I think it will be very important this game. I mean, the positioning, just to try and pick off that Crystal Maiden at the back end of the fight is very important. Crystal Maiden, I mean, okay, she's a squishy support, and that's the reason why she's often not picked up. But, I mean, if she does not get picked up, she'll do a lot of stuff. She'll Nova and slow everybody there. She'll Frostbite, make sure that, like you said, I mean, the Weaver and the Puck are not going to be able to do anything. And it's needed for RoX to just pick her off early on.
Vanskor really likes his 3-letter... I don't know. Okay, BZZ's calling out Vanskor for being a retard. There we go. Some team infighting going on.
Yeah. Picked up in 206 games since the patch. Yeah, nerfed or not, here he comes. Still pretty even win rate though. I think it was, it probably was higher before. Now he's in 51. I think that's a fair percentage that heroes can have in matchmaking. What do you reckon? I think about 50%. That should be the average, right?
Yeah, 50% is about right. I don't know about this pub stats change for Jara. I assume his win rate wasn't particularly good because he's not that easy of a hero to use in public games. Whereas in professional games, I assume his win rate dropped a little bit because it's harder for him to like farm stacked ancients to farm the jungle and such.
Yeah.
Which means it's less dangerous to leave a Jara. Yeah, so it has dropped
Yeah,
since
it has dropped.
the patch.
Awesome. Damn, I missed stats. Or at least I missed stats rather. So it looks like we're gonna see maybe an aggressive trial, or they're just on a tour through the jungle. RoX.KIS. Bit of an excursion here.
30 seconds to battle.
But it looks like we are gonna see them rotate. With that, Poe actually is gonna go safe lane solo, so we will have an aggressive trial lane from RoX.
They put the Weaver up against the Jara. A Weaver against the Darkseer. I prefer putting the Jara against the Darkseer. He tends to get more farm than a Weaver does.
Yeah,
Because he can farm the small camp. Oh, medium camp.
and the Iron Shell is actually... Like, Weaver is a pretty squishy hero, and the Iron Shell will be very annoying for him to deal with. If this... I mean, this Darkseer will have an easy time. And it's just for RoX a matter of how much can they shut down Keita on that top lane. Can they stop the Alchemist from farming enough?
I think the top lane should go quite heavily in favor of Keita. There's a SD with a DD rune looking for the Chen right now. Yeah, they've already warded the small camp, so he can't farm up once he gets to the big creep.
Yeah, let's see if this Crystal Maiden is in trouble, because if there is a Burrow Strike, Nah, he wouldn't get in range. Vansker slightly a bit behind, otherwise that would have been a kill, I think. With the double damage rune especially.
Yeah, this mid lane, it seems to actually be going quite heavily in favor of the Clockwork for the first few waves, simply because cogs are really, really good at zoning out any opponent. But BZZ's been pulled 190 golds worth of regen, so he should expect to dominate this lane.
Yep. Got himself the null talisman already to get some extra damage in there as well. And actually, considering the first game that we've had, and I'm not sure how many people were actually there present for it, because I saw the numbers go up a bit. I'm assuming that's because a certain other match ended. There is actually still quite a few people that are faced in Keita, even though RoX is the favorite. Keita definitely not that far behind, or not as far as I thought they might be.
I give Keita a better chance this game than last game. They seem to be doing better in their lanes. Like Clockwork seems to be doing better than Conker did against the Batrider mid last time.
Yeah.
And their Darkseer is getting more farm than the Solasefin did before.
I mean, this Weaver is I mean, it's so tough for him to last it under his tower, and not just because, I mean, not because of last sitting, but purely because, I mean, look at his HP bar. If the Darkseer decides to go aggressive, wait a second, top lane, the Frostbite is there up on the Sand King. He doesn't have a Burst Strike yet, though. Looks like Crystal Main will also be able to get away, so no First Blood just yet. Some cells being popped there, and it looked like Vansker wasn't there to begin with for that engagement, so maybe with him, they might have been able to get something done, but no can do now.
Yeah, Weaver's right now is in the period where it's quite difficult to get quite a lot of farm under the tower because you don't hit very hard, and you have to tank up quite a lot and be careful to stop the Darkseer from diving you. But with this creep, he's got his Tranquil Boots now, so he's just going to head up into the side shop and buy those.
Meantime, on top lane, we have got Maglev going down. That's going to be the first blood. And that was everything that was needed. I mean, there was a disruption, there was a burst strike after, and a rock of Raj. Everything you would expect from the lineup from RoX.KIS was there. And Crystal Maiden, not able to do anything. She only got a Frostbite, she just turned level 2 actually. Could have a Nova, but that as well, I mean, it's... Crystal Maiden is not really one of those safe laning heroes that can save your carry if he's under siege. And it looks like Vansker is actually planning on eating his way through so that he can get a disruption from the other side of the tree line.
Yeah, there was an engagement in mid lane where CYSO almost killed BZZ, but BZZ managed to phase shift the rocket in time. So now he's going to pick up that haste ring, hopefully. Yeah, he's going to barely get that.
I'm not sure if Vansker is running around.
BZZ's dead.
Box is dead first. Or not.
BZZ
No,
just
he
walked
pops the
into
salve,
Cogs.
the courier there as well. And Cisco.
I don't know what BZZ was thinking there. He just got the haste rune, instead of walking right, he walked directly
Wait
into
a
the
second,
Cogs.
top lane, nice 2-man burrow strike, but the Gyro will still go down in the end. And it's fights all over the place at the moment. Vansker in some trouble. Is there a test of faith from Stepcell? No mana, but the stun will still hit from the Alchemist. He gets another kill. Yol getting netted up. There's a Nova, there's a Frostbite, but there's not enough damage to take him down, especially not with the TPs coming in, including BZZ, who just went down, got back alive, takes down Crystal Maiden. Is a revenge. Can he get Stepcell as well, is the question. Stepcell doesn't have boots. BZZ, no boots for him either, though. One hit is all that it takes, and he doesn't get it. He still has an orb, though. And here it comes. Can he get it? Is he gonna go balls to the wall? Yes, he is! Oh, that's not somewhere where you want to be! Gets a silence, but that is him going down. Nice phase shift, nice disruption. Nova, is it enough? Bottle charges? It is enough to get away in the end. They only get the Crystal Maiden in return for this kill on, for the kills in the mid lane, though. BZZ, of course, I mean, he just lost his middle lane, I guess, to a Clockwork.
Yeah, he got outplayed on, but well, like, he just walked into a Clockwork when he had a haste rune up, so he couldn't use the haste rune to get away. So he ended up just walking directly into Cogs and then died. It was one of the least dramatic deaths I've seen.
Well, then it's a good thing that I, or not a good thing, but then it's not as bad that I actually missed that one. With
Right now, Darkseer seems to be going fairly... Yeah, Weaver's being outfarmed by Darkseer quite heavily.
Yeah, Darkseer also, of course, getting some jungle farm for himself. I mean, he can just do this over and over again with really no price. We already saw Tpo going trying to kill him off once, but it didn't work out. They didn't get him. On the top lane, I'd say the aggressive trial for RoX is not working out as intended. And you already said that you gave Keita a better chance this game than previous game. And I would definitely agree with that after all things that happened just now. RoX.KIS not as dominating in the laning stage as before, so there's really no snowballing factor. I wouldn't give it all to Keita just yet, but at least it's looking pretty even in terms of mid game. What these teams are going to be able
The
to do.
issue here now is though that if you look, Jaro's almost got 900 gold. He's about to finish his phase boots, and Sanking's at level 3, and ST's got his level 3, so he's got a level in Shadow Poison. So now fighting them becomes a lot more difficult. So Jaro does a lot of damage now. Like, the CM's just going to blow up.
We do have a Centaur now though, so an extra disable going the way of Keita, and it looks like Keita actually wants to do something here with this smoked up Chen.
I don't see them winning this fight unless they catch Jaro with the Centaur stun.
Unless the Clockwork maybe comes top. He has got that hookshot. Oh, Frostbite. Shadow Demon. In some trouble. He still hasn't got that disruption. Nice disruption, but he might be actually paying for that with his own life. Getting chased down. Yul still has a Burrow Strike. Gets it on 2. Now has to run as well. Centaur running after him. Hookshot from the side. Catches the Shadow Demon. Stun. Yul. Trouble. There it goes. We'll get a kill. There we go. That's 2 kills going the way of Keita. And, I mean, very weird fight, but everybody of Keita being there, apart from actually every single one being there, kind of helped out, just outnumbering their
Yeah,
opponent.
it's just 5. It's just rotation of 5 heroes and a Clockwork with a DD rune. It's really, really painful.
Yeah.
This should be the Gyrocopter going down.
Yeah, he still has a rocket barrage. He tries to do as much as he can, but down he will go anyway. Yol with the Frostbite, gonna get stunned up as well. Here comes the Weaver, looking for Calgar. We'll be able to get him as well, and now we'll try to rotate to help kill off Stephstyle, but the Burrow Strike already went out. Stephstyle will end up going down, so they do take 2 kills in return. But it's just on 2 supports.
Thankfully, Alchemist managed to get out in time. If they lost any more heroes, that would have been completely disastrous, but they still come out on top in the last few minutes.
I agree. I mean, it's nice that RoX.KIS got something in return though, otherwise it was like, it would have been even more of a disaster for them, but right now, I mean, at least the Weaver didn't die yet, and he got a kill out of that one as well, and he's actually gonna stay on top, leaving the Gyro to farm bottom as he needs his gold and his levels, and apparently he's not gonna get a top anymore, so he decided just to rotate. We'll still have to deal with Fluxblocks being here again though, and he'll tower skip those creeps. He's going for a fast mechanism, by the way, so we'll have a 2. Oh, rotation, yeah, Vanscore and Yul coming into the mid lane. Not quite sure what they can do here.
The problem right now for Keita is that they're playing with a black map, so they have no idea where anyone else. Like, they're about to catch the Crystal Maiden if he walks down there. He manages to back up in time. Shen's got some D-ward, so I expect them to D-ward the top rune to try and get some map control back.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have any wards up for themselves at all at the moment, as you said. And that can be quite troublesome as RoX reaches those levels that it starts to be good for them to rotate more. We've got BCZ, I mean, far away from his Blink Dagger, but still doing pretty well in terms of gold and control, and he can still dominate that map if he can get a couple of ganks. Stop talking about ganks, they're gonna go for the Gyro, no real escape for him. The TPs will come in, but it's after he already died. And actually, BCZ, why did you not cancel that?
What?
Ooh, bit of miscommunication. Can he get away? Is Surge might be able to do it. The flare doesn't hit. The bottle charges are there. Clockwork taking quite some damage. The TP actually from the Sand King got cancelled right now. Disruption. This is gonna be a Crystal Maiden. Might be in some trouble, but Stephstyle comes in to try and help him out. Nova slowing down Vanscore. Test of Fate there as well as a Frostbite. That should be Shadow Demon going down. In the meantime, Puck already back to half HP. Might be able to do something here, but this Dream Coil, of course, on cooldown as he had used that previous fight. Alchemist charging up the stun. Frostbite there. Weaver trouble. Weaver dead. Flare picking up the kill, and this is just RoX in so much trouble here.
Yeah, they're taking sustained fights against a Crystal Maiden, Clockwork, and Chen. Like, Chen's so difficult to take sustained fights in against because he's just got so much damage that he can put out with the combination of his Test of Faith and his Chain Creeps.
And he doesn't even have, like, now he has his level 6, but he didn't even have that in the previous fight. Right now, it's going to be even tougher to fight Keita if they want to try and do that.
Yeah, Alchemist is a completely unkillable hero right now. He's sitting on 1.1k HP. I know that Dux has got a mech and they put Hand of God, like, okay.
There's a hookshot, Vanscore, disruption, but I'm not sure how much that will do. We do have the Gyro coming in though, but Rocket Rush doing some damage. Hand of God will heal that up again, and ZXC has to run.
Yeah, RoX.KIS can just forget about killing heroes for the time being. With that mech and Hand of God, CYSO just went from 400 HP to pretty much full HP.
There's no way they can do anything against that at the moment, and it's up to Keita, of course, to try and make it work for them because they need to continue to get the domination of this map to to make sure they give the Alchemist the time to farm up more, and of course to stop RoX.KIS from getting their gyro farmed up, as they are actually looking for a kill here. Chen should be going down here. He doesn't have his Hand of God, and the orb will help off killing Maviol with the last hit. Solo, or Saiso though, able to get a kill up on the gyro with the help of the Clockwork. Sand King goes down as well.
He heard there were people dying here, but in the end he just stunned himself.
Yep, disruption there, stopping Clockwork. Yeah, but RoX.KIS, they can't go in, as you said. 6 minute faster average mechanism than the average Darkseer.
Yeah, a 9-minute mechanism pickup is horrifying to play against. You just can't kill anyone because the percentage HP of a mech heal is so much.
A nice hook shot. BZZ will end up going down. Nice dodge for the stun still, but it doesn't really matter. Dream Coil also doesn't really matter. And this will be a tier 1 tower probably going down unless RoX.KIS can actually defend this. Which I'm not sure they can, to be fair. I mean, there's 5 heroes of Keita running around this one. With only 2 supports here for RoX.KIS. Nice disruption, but he's still allowing allowing Keita to set up for that afterwards. Yol, just for show, he just burrow strikes inside the cog as well. We do have this gyro maybe able to do something. Picks up a couple of kills with help of Tipo. That's 2 kills. Going the way of that Weaver. Weaver gets stunned up though. That is gonna be a triple kill. Can he make it an ultra one? Those cogs just so annoying. Will be the Clockwork that they want to have. Is it gonna be an ultra kill? It might be. It is not. Oh, kill steal. ZXC. That's still 4 heroes dead though. RoX.KIS.
Yeah, they ended up fighting under a tier 2 tower against a Sand King and a Shadow Demon, where you can just be forced to overextend so much if you want to get any kills. So they ended up just taking so much tower damage, and the sustained damage from Weaver and Gyro just killed them. Because the supports just couldn't take it anymore. Once the mech and the Hand of God weren't available, you've just got a Crystal Maiden who's got 700 HP, and Chen who's got 700 HP. And they just both evaporate so quickly.
Yeah, the Weaver actually is now the one that has the was the one that had highest net worth here of the game after his triple kill, and he is someone that you should be really careful about. And he is actually building also for just the early game slash like right now fighting.
Yeah, he's just building some HP so he doesn't die immediately from the Alchemist stun, because before he was dying in one Alchemist stun, but now he's going to at least survive that, and then he has time to time lapse and survive that.
And Alchemist himself is actually not that farmed. I mean, he's lowest of the 2 or the 3 kind of cores that Keita has. Of course, the Clockwork as well as the Darkseer are higher than him. And even though that's nice to have farm on them, farm on the Weaver actually means a bit more. And Gyrocopter not that far behind them either. He is getting there. He's actually starting to build up towards his BKB. Picked up his Minthra Hammer before his Ogre Club, which is quite surprising to me. But
I
probably
think he's not really getting focused that much in the fights. It's always Shadow Demon dying, which is also the reason why Shadow Demon's level 5 at 13 minutes. But he's not being focused as a Gyro. So if he doesn't, he just wants to do as much damage as he can. So the Mithril Hammer is the logical choice there. CYSO is looking for a hook on anyone who comes to defend this, so if Gyro shows up, then they might kill him.
Yeah, nice kill here for RoX, and all of a sudden they have ownage being called towards them. I mean, that's just from getting 5 kills in a row, I guess, but still quite nice. Picking up the Alchemist, slowing him even more down. I mean, I just said that farm on a Weaver means more than farm on a Clockwork, etc. The way that Alchemist is built, he always needs to have a higher net worth than others, just purely because of his Grievel's Greed.
But he hasn't skilled it. That's the thing. Like, he's been fighting so much, he's maxed his stun, and okay, now he's finally skilled it. Now he's level 8. But when he was level 7, he only had 2 in Acid Spray and 4 in Unstable Concoction, and he had about 30 CS. So
he's not really getting anything though. Like, he's still going for Shadow Blade. I get that, but it's still. Yeah,
it's going to be like a 20-minute Shadow Blade at this rate. It's going to be completely ineffective.
Oh, we might have a bit of trouble though, and that's an orb to the high ground here, right into the cogs. Nicely played by this Clockwork. That would be BZT going down. Really nicely done. Scare him to the high ground with 3, and the other 2 waiting him up on the high ground there. Keita, they're not giving up on this aggression.
Yeah, right now all RoX is trying to do is trade for farm with on the Gyro so he can get his BKB and see if they can get the top tower with the Weaver and the Sand King. Because they can't fight right now. Because Hand of God is up, Mech is up, they've got level 1 Wall, and Clockwork's got his hook. A fight now would just be suicidal for RoX.KIS.
Yeah,
so they're just trying to get as much farm as they can. They forced the Darkseer back, so they might be able to defend it with the Shadow Demon Poison. But yeah, now Keita are just going to rotate bot, see if they can get this Gyro, but he should TP out before long.
Yeah, and also ZXC playing extra safe. There's no vision for RoX.KIS at all on this map, by the way. That's
Yeah,
quite troublesome.
Yeah, they're playing completely blind now. So Chen's got his 3 creeps. He's got 2 satyrs and a Ursa, which isn't ideal actually. You'd rather have like centaurs and a troll at least.
Yeah, just
But
for
he's
better
taking
savings.
whatever damaging creeps he can get. So he's just going to be dishing out a whole lot of AoE damage in the team fights. He's got 2 125 damage nukes on an 8-second cooldown, and he's got the Ursa slow.
Dire's
Yeah,
middle
very
tower
high
is
pushing
under
creeps
attack.
you have there. Or he has there, rather. Tier 1 tower on the top lane is still standing in the meantime. Maybe they want to rotate there. We still have ZXC, by the way, sitting on the bottom lane.
Dire's middle tower
He
is
does have a
under attack.
TP, but he just doesn't feel safe here.
I think he's
Nice.
just sitting in his little house, just wondering when the bad people are going to go away, and then he's going to be able to farm again. But I don't think that's going to be happening for a while.
And even if he decides to like normally then go maybe into the jungle, look at the ward vision from Keita. I mean, we just said that there's no ward vision for RoX, but Keita,
Keita's got complete control over the jungle on the mid lane. That ward's going to run out in 50 seconds though, so hopefully then RoX.KIS will be able to make some rotations without everything being done by Keita.
yes.
Weaver's still actually going for a Lincoln Sphere. I would have expected to see something like Desolator, but he just really doesn't like the Alchemist stun.
I don't blame him. Still pretty high damage. Still have ZXC sitting doing nothing.
Yeah,
Or
Jara's
waiting.
been sitting there for the last 2 minutes.
Yep. Right now he'll be able to go away. Back into the lane. There he goes. Or no, or not. Waiting for a little while longer just to be extra safe. We do have Roshan being taken down in the meantime though.
Yeah, now they've got the Estus Spray from Alchemist, it should go down pretty quickly. Clockwork's actually hitting for 200 with that double damage. That's a dead Roshan, pretty much. They are losing Chen creeps though for it, but they are very good Chen creeps, so he won't mind about losing them. Oh, he's microing them back.
Oh,
Fluxbox
yeah,
also seems to be going for a Hex, so he should get that at around the 25-26 minute mark.
Roshan has
And he hasn't
fallen
died yet
to
actually. I mean he's the only one that hasn't died yet this game. He's been in 2 out of the 16 kills. It's not exceptionally a lot. But he has been making it count. I mean his gold, his farm level is the highest for his team. And of course that resulted in that early mechanism that we already saw doing work. But Sheepstick definitely pretty fast one as well if he continues to farm like this.
And instead of going the treads, BZC just went for the fast blink, so now he's got his blink dagger, so he can actually initiate on the Chen and the CM to stop them getting their spells off. If he can kill the Chen before the Hand of God comes off, it saves them having to deal about 1,000 damage in the team fight.
And that's actually quite a lot. Especially if you're already gonna be behind in team fights anymore. Dream Coil here, there's the TP out. Can they stop him? Yes, they
Yep.
can. Nice long range burst, like level 4 there.
Oh,
And that,
Joel just used his ulti.
yeah, it cancelled it as well. Nice vacuum. That is one Sand King. That is a Weaver time-lapsing himself into safety. Or is he safe is the question. Will there be a Frostbite? Nah, he will be safe. They look for him, but they can't find him. They did find a Darkseer though. Puck able to still get a kill there. Comes back into it. Gets hooked, gets stunned, gets caught, goes down. That's gonna be Steph style with a bit of extra gold to his name.
I'd say that's worth it for BZZ, just taking out that Darkseer.
Really?
The loss of
Yep.
gold on Darkseer and the
Dire's
fact that
middle
he
tower
just
is
got
under attack.
400, 500 goldish, despite losing some of it, I'd say that was worth it for him.
And also
But-
losing the Sand King in return?
The Sand King was dead anyway, despite what BZZ would have tried to do. Sand King was just in a really, really bad position.
Fair enough. Well, in that case, not that bad of a trade. And I mean, even if they... Yeah.
Jara's 600 gold off his BKB. Once they get that, Jara's just going to stand in the middle of the fight and just deal out as much damage as he can, which makes it very, very difficult for the CM or the Chen to stand anywhere near the Gyrocopter. So it's hard for them to get their spells off.
And especially now that, of course, I mean, there's really nothing that Keita can do that goes through BKB. They need to kind of... They need maybe something like bashes or so.
On bot lane, COISO is going Gyro hunting with the Invis ring. Yep, he's found the Gyrocopter. Is he going to go for it? He should go now. Dogs
No,
are
he's
starting
gonna get help. Darkseer's on his way. So-
Oh, poor Gyrocopter. He's
Oh.
so sad right now.
Yeah. It's so sad. Like this is me standing here. In the meantime, the Chen went down too, though, so
Yeah.
they get something in return.
There was a
Okay.
rumble in the jungle going on with the Weaver and the Chen.
Yeah. I mean,
Chen
that's
lost.
nice. Alchemist feeling pretty ballsy considering he still has his Aegis. We'll just get forced away. But no tower going down just yet. In the meantime, on the mid lane, talking about towers going down, looks like Johan BZ once again trying to do something with the 2 of them. This time maybe aimed at a tier 1, but they're already forced back. Also by the clockwork coming in as well as flux blocks actually.
That was an interesting phase shift. He got hit by the rocket and then phase shifted a second after, so he just decided to protect himself from nothing.
A bit slow on the fingers there.
Mm.
Sometimes happens. So 3 minutes before the Aegis is back, are you expecting Keita to try and make something happen with that? Considering
Well,
they also have
if they
that
get a
Shadow
pick-off
Blade.
with the Shadowblade Alchemist, like if he gets a stun on Park or Weaver and they can burst him down in time, then they should be able to win a fight. But right now it's actually really hard for them to fight into the Gyrocopter. He's been set back a bit, but if he gets a minute of farming time, he'll have his BKB. And the Sand King, he's 600 off a Blink Dagger. So I think fights are going to become easier for RoX.KIS from now on.
And they've been managing to get, to keep the difference in terms of gold, but to a minimum. Still 4k, but 21 minutes in, a 4k difference in gold is really not that big of a difference, and it's more spread out on Keita, so basically means that there's not full items that is the difference right here. Experience draft also in favor of Keita.
I think it's just this Weaver is just picking off so many people. Like, he's picked off the Chen quite a few times, he's picked off the Crystal Maiden in fights, and he's found the Gyro and forced him off farming. So this Weaver's creating quite a lot of space, and he's been given space to take the tier 2 on top lane now.
Yeah,
So
they'll lose the tier 2 middle though.
they can't I don't think they can avoid that unless the Sand King has his blink.
Yeah, or the BKB is there, but neither is true. The BKB on the Gyro, of course. Fortification will still go out. Let's see if this Weaver can do something on the top lane. The tower is still very high, so I don't think it's going to be able to kill off that tower. But Keita is also not going to continue going mid. They TP is the question.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
No, they're gonna give the tower to Weaver.
They're gonna go try to go do something. Nice phase shift though. And this might be trouble for Alchemist, or he still has his Aegis. He'll not even go down. Mechanism helps him keep alive, and this is gonna be a dead BZZ. You cannot blink when there's a tornado around you. Hookshot in the back end on the supports. Gets a burrow strike. Still trying to get the Shadow Demon. The Urn Charge might be able to do it together with the flare.
Sad Shadow Demon.
Yeah, very sad Shadow Demon and a dead
But
one
SK does
as
have
well.
a blink. SK does have his blink now, so they can defend this tower. They can defend the next tower. They can just go blink initiate on the Crystal Maiden.
And the
Yeah, they're
BKB
gonna
is
back
also
now.
done on the Gyro. And he's actually pushed this bottom lane out quite far. Top lane, of course, tier 2 still went down, so they get something in return for losing their support. Tier 2 and BZZ's puck as well, but...
That's an Aghanim's pick up for Clockwork now. This means you can just constantly just initiate on the Gyro and the Shadow Demon.
Oh, look at this though, cooldown. That's one dead Chen. A lot of bursts coming through. No TP for him. Flux Block's trying to run as well. Silent stop, Rocket Barrage. That's one dead Gyro. That's 2 pickups just for free for RoX. Purely because
Yep.
Keita stuck around too long.
And let's see why ISO can defend this. This is going to be a tier 1 pickup for RoX.KIS now.
Yeah,
On the gold
they're
graph,
ready to
it's going
fight.
back up. It's going all the way back up, XP2.
It should be.
Lincoln's done on Weaver now, so killing him is much more difficult. I would like to see him pick up like a Desolator or something next item, just so they can burst the Alchemist down.
And it kind of feels like this was what RoX was waiting for. Of course, that's of course true. But I mean,
They dived the tier 3, lost all their HP because of it, and then got chased down by a Puck and a Weaver.
Yep.
It's really hard to get away from those heroes.
And they've got all their items, so why not try to make something of it? And they get the tier 1, get some nice damage up on a tier 2, or a bit. Might
Gyro's
lose their
got
tier
2k
1
gold.
top though.
Gyro's got 2k gold on top of his BKB, so he could pick up some lifesteal or like a Yasha or something just for DPS purposes. Okay, they're smoking with the Crystal Maiden and Shen. They want to get a hook off on the Gyrocopter, but they don't have vision of them right now. Okay,
No,
now
they
they
might
do.
find
It's
the
the
puck
ward.
as well. Nice ancient stack though. And they scouted out. And with I mean Keita.
They can't take that without the Alchemist being there, and he doesn't have any kind of Battle Fury or anything, so it's quite hard for them to take it. Whereas RoX.KIS have the Gyrocopter, so they can take it pretty much any time they want to.
Yeah, we see some more control on the map for RoX.KIS as well in terms of wards. Looks like tier 1 tower is going to be something to fight over though. Keita. They're going to be forced back, blink forward from the puck, looking for Dream Coil, finds it up on Steph style. Solo
Dream
Chen,
Coil on a
though.
Chen.
And here comes the Alchemist stun Vanscore. Vanscore dead. As is the Chen. And no Hand of God anymore. Rocket Barrage doing some damage to the Clockwork here. BKB not yet used on the Gyrocopter, but he doesn't have any mana left either. Weaver able to pick up the Crystal Maiden in the back end of things. Another stun being charged up. There's that BKB. What can he do with it though? Not that much, but the Clockwork will still end up going down. Weaver with a triple kill. Can he make it an ultra one? Or is someone gonna steal his kill? Ultra kill.
For Weaver. What happened there is he just saved his BKB. He just kept saving it and saving it and saving it until he heard the Alchemist charge up his stun.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that happened, he just pressed BKB, and then Alchemist could only stun the people who were stuck in the trees. So he runs into the trees to stun somebody, and then gets trapped in by 2 heroes. And then he just dies.
Yeah, and he